Founder Moses Cleveland way back in 1796. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the New Orleans Saints and the Cleveland Browns. It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the in line. Now a play fake here on first down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Mark Barron. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
Brandon, when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach and talked about how they wanted to begin this game offensively, they talked about their script, didn't they? 10 to 15 plays, the first 10 to 15 they had on their script. Nowhere on the script was there throwing an interception, I have to believe.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. Thomas, the intended target.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit. I'll put some points on the board on this one.
Yeah, they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. They got 29 yards that time. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Off the corner. Where'd he come from? Well, I guess he came off the corner, but really nice play.
I like when you're able to pose a question and answer it at the same time. That's exactly where he came from, but it's not something that you normally see. Most of the time, we're thinking about those guys covering pass catchers. In this case, he was a big factor in the run game. No gain.
Uncorks one for Davis. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd.
What I loved about meeting with these coaches before the game is we didn't even have to ask any questions. They told us that they were going to be aggressive and push the ball downfield. They weren't successful on that play, but look for them to try it again later.
So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Back to throw. Briggs. He's going to fire this thing deep right side. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
A first red zone opportunity for the Browns thus far. They've got it 1st and goal at the 7th. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Browns have taken the early lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. And now the Saints get set to trot out there. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Staying on the ground on 1st with Kamara. And he'll get this up to about the 40. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 41. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. Flush to his right. And now a fumble. The ball's out. And I think the Browns got it. They did. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Now they'll try to take advantage of that offsides call. Here's 1st and 5. He'll look to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season-open opponent.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5.
All right, work with me, partner. This is a classic understatement. Their execution has been very poor. Last 3 drives, 2 interceptions and a fumble. Winning football? We're not seeing it right now.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And not much there as he gets it up to about the 5-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
That first down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try and create enough room. If you have to run the punter out there, he can successfully complete the punt.
Yeah, didn't get a ton there, but at least some positive yardage. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Briggs. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
All right, let's go ahead and detail this situation here. 3rd and long coming up, back near your own goal line. I would be very hesitant about throwing the football in this situation.
Maybe just run up the middle?
Yeah, I think that might be the spot for them. You got to try and find some space for your punter because you don't want him backed up where he has to alter what he does.
Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Briggs. Eluding the pressure right. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. A first update now out of Jacksonville. And it's the Titans who are off to the early lead in that ball game. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive.
And that's their first sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks, great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. That one complete to Yeldon. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. They're going to try and throw. And this is incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position. And the Browns getting set to go. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
Flex round! Flex round!
Throwing on 1st down. Briggs. He's going to fire this thing deep right side. This is caught inside the 15. They give him a gain of 37. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. Just they move, and they know it affects the defense, because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary. And I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket. Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. To throw on second down. Briggs. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Ricardo Lewis, his second touchdown on the season. And the Browns add 6 to their lead. And it's good to make it 14-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here, already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11.
No, check, Patriot!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
They'll look to throw here. Escaping the pressure right. And that's caught by Smith. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
And no move to get the offense off the field. Despite failing once, they're going to go again here on 4th down. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. That's complete to Meredith. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a 1st down. This quarterback now 6 of 10 in this first half. He's got his guys a 1st down here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. On the check down, he finds Kamara. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. They'll set up to throw. Throw left side, taken in by Meredith. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. They converted once earlier in this drive, but they'll roll the dice here again on 4th down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And my goodness, this is incomplete. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires. And this Browns defense stands tall. Well, down 2 touchdowns already. I guess they felt they needed to go for it, but still early, still first half.
I think conventional wisdom says, look, as you point out, you got a whole half to play. Hang in there. Don't give up any more points in this situation. Do a little adjusting at the half and come out ready to go. But sometimes those coaches can just sense their team. Maybe they're a little flat or they need a little extra inspiration. And he decided to go for it there to try and kickstart things.
It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. 2nd and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards.
Come get some. Come on here. Come get some. Ohio. Flex round.
Back to throw. Briggs. And he's taken down here by the Saints.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things that's gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise. They're in the dime.
Let him know. Shift. Ohio. Let's go.
Looking to throw. Briggs. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say, maybe makes that offense feel good when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line, 2nd and a yard.
Lucky 56.
2 minutes to go here in the first half. More from Cleveland after this.
Detroit! Gone!
On 2nd down, Kamara. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give them a new set of downs.
I think if they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on first down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. That's caught by Meredith right side. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. They're going to look to throw. And he'll be hit from behind and taken down.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. The Saints on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and a mile. They'll look to throw. He's going to sling this deep down. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 47. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half. And you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest. We're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here. But he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they've got to weigh things about who's behind him. Do they think he can snap it back into gear? Maybe change up the play calling to help him out a little bit.
Looking to throw on second down. Briggs. His throw caught right around the 6. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
I know we just saw a nice throw and catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
Here we go.
Back to throw. Briggs. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal.
Ohio! 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 Ohio!
Looking to throw. Briggs into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Brian Bonnie Calhoun. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Now a first carry for their fullback. They'll try to get forward, but he's going to be stopped in his tracks at about the 3. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. So we have reached halftime here in Cleveland with the Browns on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the 3rd quarter. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call? Yeah. We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Back to throw here. He's going to let this one go deep. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Looking long for Thomas. And got his man complete. 20, 10, touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas, 77 yards. And the Saints are back within a score. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Here's the Browns now. They get set for their first possession of the 3rd quarter. And they had a nice little drive going last time. threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we've got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
To throw on second down. Briggs staying on his feet. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. That one goes for 24 yards.
Flex round! Flex round! Let's go! Grand 38! Grand 38! Mike 51! Mike 51!
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. A big play there. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Browns add on to their lead. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever, there it results in a touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And an alley to run. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 41. He'll drop to throw. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, New Orleans. Cameron Meredith, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Saints get a bit closer. This time, the extra point up and good. And that'll cut the lead to 21-17. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. They've got to right the ship. They had a great first half, but the lead has really gone down. Now, you know, you always talk about the adjustment to the adjustment. They've got to adjust right here.
And I think a lot of it is just mentally. Get back to doing what you were doing well in the beginning of the game, but a lot of that is playing with that emotion and that sense of pride and fire that sometimes goes away a little bit when you build up the lead. You think you've got it going, and you also think, at any moment, I can go ahead and go back to the way it was before. You and I both know it's not that easy once you get off the gas a little.
Yeah, they don't want to see this lead diminish anymore.
Okay, baby, I see you. Tight end right. Tight end right. Everyone's got 4.
Looking to throw on second down. Briggs. And this is incomplete. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, third quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot, but they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
The Browns on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Operating from the gun, Briggs. And the third down pass falls incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
And this one will wind up being down just outside of that 20-yard line. Out is the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And, oh, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
That was a terrific catch. I mean, to go up there and get it one-handed like that, but I almost want to go into that riff about back in my day, the gloves weren't quite like this.
When did gloves really become prevalent, just in general?
I think in the 80s. I think as we started to move through the 80s, especially as we got towards the latter part of that. But a lot of those were really like baseball batting gloves to begin with not much of a tacky area on the glove. In fact, there was none. I actually remember in cold weather games wearing the old scuba gloves, which you'd wear in the diving, but they would split too easily in the course of a game. Then the glove manufacturers got smart and started adding to it, and here we are today.
5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit! Detroit!
They'll set up a throw. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 15. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas.
I tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his 2nd interception of the game. And so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
4 down, check, 4 down.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the 3rd quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the 4th quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
Back to throw. Briggs. And incomplete on the deep ball.
I remember a coach telling me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL. Corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against them offensively. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. And he's got his man. That's Landry. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 14 yards, and it's a Cleveland 1st down. And we're back now here in Cleveland. It's the Browns football, and they've got the lead here as we start quarter number 4. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10.
Where you at? Who's that?
From the gun, Briggs. And this will be incomplete. Landry again, the intended target. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe he didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch. Is the arm there, the leg's still there? This has been a tough game. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Briggs. And he fires one incomplete. Jarvis Landry, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number. Not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense, they spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away this timing.
He's going to rifle. That's caught inside the 20. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. David Njoku, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Browns add 6 to their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is up to 15 now. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The Saints coming out now to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit!
He'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down.
Sometimes guys get locked into such a groove. What do we call it? The game's slowing down. They see everything happening almost in slow motion. They see the lanes develop. In fact, he's right there.
Well, and you want this. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Myles Garrett able to get in and run him down for a loss of 14. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Looking deep downfield. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on. 3rd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Looking here for Smith, and that's caught inside the 30. A big gain of 38 there on 3rd down. And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified. Big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
25 yards, the pickup there, and also a 1st down. This is a very impressive drive, especially when you consider where they started from to now be set up 1st and goal.
Yeah, and some nice running right there. That's what got them the 1st down. But at this point, I suggest open up your playbook. You can call just about what you want.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it with Yeldon. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. Good first step there defensively, but they're still knocking on the doorstep, so maybe another run here?
I think so. And one of my favorite coaches used to say, son, if you can darn near lay down near the end zone and get in, give me my...
And he'll barrel his way into the end zone for a Saint touchdown. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Saints make some inroads here to that deficit. Extra point splits the uprights as this gets them back within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And now the Browns coming out on the field. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a 1-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays. But it has to be plays that gets 1st downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those 1st downs, keep possession of the football.
A good pickup there, 26 yards. So with a yardage on that completion, he's now right at exactly 300 yards on the game.
And isn't that the magic number you get? All right, 300. That means it's going to go on a commemorative football to put on your mantle when they give you the game ball if your team wins. So much confidence flowing through them right now, throwing the football. I think it's permeated itself throughout the entire team. They feel good about what they're doing.
To throw on 2nd down. Briggs. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Looking to throw. Briggs. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
The Browns send out their punter now. They'll boot it away from about his 35. And this will be taken at the 13. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for it.
Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
He'll look to throw. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. Flush to his right. He may try and run for this. And avoids the contact by sliding. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now a first down carry. It's Camaro. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. The Saints in the hurry up here. Clock continuing to roll. Again, it's Camaro. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
That's exactly what they were looking for. If they get another gain like that, they'll be right there in field goal range.
And the tension building. So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. They'll look to throw. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Camara. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
Partner, you got to like what they're doing right there. Little by little, they're getting closer. Another good pickup.
Back to throw. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does. And in the 2nd quarter, he may very well run by him. But in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
Looking again for Thomas, this time complete. And it's a fumble. And the offense will get this one back. Boy, that could have been catastrophic at this late stage of the game, but they avoid disaster. He's back to throw. Being chased out left. And this is going to be incomplete. He has had a great game defensively. He's been east-west, north-south, everywhere.
Yeah, and I love how you described that, because to be a great defender, you have to be able to move up and back, sideline to sideline, and he's been fantastic. Reminds me of a young Charles Davis when he was playing Madden.
Absolutely. Oh, wow. I thought you were going on the field, but okay, I see you. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. He'll look to throw, eluding the pressure right. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. 1st and goal, a touchdown and a 2-point conversion here are musts. Back to throw. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on 2nd and goal. He'll get it up the middle. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop. Ball right around the 5 here, brings up 3rd.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it won't be easy.
Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Dancing to his left. And he gets in just in the nick of time, so they get the touchdown they need. Now they need a 2-point conversion to tie it.
We'll break down the touchdown later. It's 2-point conversion time. Go to your script, pick your play, and go for it.
Listen to this crowd now. Their guys need a stop on this 2-point conversion. They're going to try and run for it. And he'll get into the end zone as the 2-point conversion is successful. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Browns offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. Tie game, and barring something incredible here, we're likely headed to overtime.
And just a couple of scenarios here to keep in mind. One, if you want to be really aggressive, you do throw the Hail Mary and see if you can get something downfield.
What would you do?
What I would do is either hand it off inside or more likely I take a knee and let the clock run out. Because if I'm back there trying to throw and a sack happens, the ball comes free, I can lose the game here. If I get to overtime, I can still win it.
Let's see if they are in line with Charles Davis. And he'll be taken down here, and that is how this one is going to come to an end. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Browns offense trotting back onto the field. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Now a first throw here in overtime. Throw left side, caught by the tight end Njoku. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. To throw. Briggs. And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. He got 29 yards that time. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 27. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. I don't want to overhype it, but this is a big early season game, especially an overtime win. That can give you a big boost going forward in the season.
It certainly can, and I don't think you're overhyping it because cliches go out the window when you start to play overtime. And you're right, the winner of this game now, that's an extra boost moving forward. And it actually is an extra hurt for the team that loses because normally you shake it off. But in this situation, it lingers a little bit longer.
Two minutes to go here in overtime. We'll be back after this. Now they try the right side here. And he'll fall forward to the 29-yard line. And the Saints signal for another timeout. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT. The Browns on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd down and 12. Looking to throw. Briggs to the right side and complete to Njoku. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. It'll be their 2nd and final timeout, remember, here in overtime. We'll be back. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to at least get them a lead here in overtime. And his kick is good. And with that, they will move out in front by 3. They're able to put 3 on the board here on the opening drive of OT, and now up to their defense to try and see if they can hold this one.
I like how you framed it up because obviously this game is not over, right? They go down and kick a field goal, then we head to sudden death. But if the defense can hold, take the ball away, turn it over on downs, this game's over.
And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. The field goal would push it to sudden death. We just saw the field goal on the other end, but I don't think they are thinking field goal. At least not to start this drive. They're not thinking field goal.
Not at all, because your point is well taken. Yeah, kick the field goal, you push it to sudden death, but you're also kicking off and giving the other team the ball with a chance to kick a field goal and beat you. Get the touchdown, finish the game off. That has to be the mindset.
Watch it now, Barney. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. They'll set up to throw. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. The Saints on 3rd down, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This will be 3rd and 6. They'll look to throw here. That's complete to Meredith. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there at 22. They wanted to avoid the dreaded 4th down and having to get a conversion or it being the final play. They picked it up, though, on 3rd.
I love how you described that because we've been in those situations and seen it. If you get the 4th down, especially in overtime, things get a little shakier, don't they? The hands get shaky, right? The throw, if you're going to throw the ball, being able to run it, all of that coming down to one big play. Very nice of them and nice for them to pick it up on 3rd.
So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And that is, I think he caught it. He did, but they'll say out of bounds. It'll be incomplete. So he was past the line of scrimmage when he threw it.
And as they say, that's a no-no. Got to be able to understand where you are on the field and not cross the line before throwing the ball downfield.
So the illegal forward pass also costs him a down, and now it's 2nd and long. They'll drop the throw. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So they saw the contact before the ball arrived. Penalty flag for pass interference.
And trying to avoid pass interference is so difficult. You're trying to slow down these skilled receivers, and somehow, some way, they make plays on the football, and sometimes you're there too soon.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gone, gone. Gone, gone.
Back to throw here. Forced out to his left. Looking left sideline, incomplete. The target that time, Michael Thomas. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
You got to be precise with your throws, especially in this situation. You're inside the 10-yard line going into the end zone. But sometimes the emotion, the excitement, sometimes the decisions just aren't made very well because of that.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Well, if he could have just clutched that and fallen to the ground, it's an overtime victory. Instead, incomplete. They sort of got a new lease on life there. If he picks that off, this ball game's over.
I can hear it. I can hear it. I can hear it. My defensive backs coach at Tennessee, a lost opportunity is never regained. Used to drive him crazy when I dropped those potential interceptions, as that one was there.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Flushed out right. And that will be incomplete as well.
Appeared to me he was just trying to find an open receiver and got forced out to his right. Had to come off of a guy downfield, trying to hit his back. Unable to connect. Should have been an easier throw moving to his right, though.
Yeah, much easier, obviously, for a right-handed quarterback who's going to his left. A little bit tougher.
Exactly.
And his kick is right there. It's good. And we are tied once again here in the overtime session. Both teams swapping field goals on their respective first drives of overtime. So now, you know the drill. It's on to old school sudden death.
Yeah, it sounds exciting, doesn't it? Can I be a little bit of Dennis Downer here, though? That drive, able to go that far, yet they had to kick the field goal to keep playing. You would have thought maybe, could they punch it in and we can end it?
We get more free football.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Come on.
I'm back up beat again. Forget the Downer stuff.
And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. The situation is simple. It is sudden death from here on out. We had 2 stops defensively. The next score, whatever it is, wins this game.
And I can't wait to see how the defense decides to play this, because knowing that the next points you give up lose the game for you, I expect them to be more aggressive, not just play a normal situational defense, but go after them, attack them a little bit, because otherwise the offense is just trying to find their way to get downfield and kick a field goal. Don't sit back and wait for them to make their plays. I think the defense needs to.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Well, we had 2 ties last season in 2016, and now we've got another here.
They're part of the game, and I can sound philosophical here and say, well, what can you do? But neither team happy, right? No one wants to walk away from here with a tie, but I guess it's better than walking away with a loss, right?
Yeah, I guess that's the bright side for both teams, but nobody walking away a victor. So that'll do it. For my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so long from Cleveland.